want to point out, because I talked about it a little bit at the first draft, is how a lot of teams tend to favor Dire. Talon is actually the opposite. They have a very strong Radiant win rate, and in fact, they pick into it again for this second matchup. So they know their strengths and they're playing to their strengths. It's pretty much a pretty similar open for them, tiny puck. So how is it, if you're Soniqs, are you going to address the potential mirror situation coming into this as far as like the matchups go or the picks go?
This time around, they do have Wyvern, which is a decent counter to Puck, I would say, where you have like Curse into another Silence, another Stun, and then you are going to be able to kill him. For Talon, same two heroes, Tiny plus Puck, another guaranteed way to snap the coil. You have a save. I want to see Soniqs pick more control. Last time around, they did have Night Stalker, and that was about it.
Yeah.
And with 1 Force Staff, 2 Force Staffs, 3 Force Staffs, in the end, it was very difficult for Night Stalker to lock onto a target and kill it.
To be fair, I actually quite liked Soniqs' draft last game. I just thought they executed it very poorly, as we talked about. Obviously, yeah, like, it could probably be improved, but they could have won last game. Right. They had the tools, I think. So I definitely like having Wyvern more. I think Talon being able to get Puck is big, though. I think Mikoto, it's probably one of his biggest comforts on the lane. He just was very impactful last game. He wasn't dying, no feeding here. Like we've seen some players, okay, never mind. This was about to turn into a horrible flame, but
you can't stop right now. You already started it.
You did it. You put it out there.
Quinn may have played Puck into a Night Stalker and fed quite a few times in one of the early games in this tournament, and that impact was not seen on the side of Soniqs into Talon's Puck last game, even though that matchup was there. Like Night Stalker is a fantastic hero against Puck. The AoE silence, like he IMIs for 4 staff, but you had all the time before that to bring your heroes together and engage on him, especially when your Medusa is not taking part in the game. She was playing bot.
It's literally 4 versus 5 because Medusa does not exist for 15-20 minutes, and when she joins, it might be too late. So I want to see some adjustments from Soniqs, how they're going to approach this one. Wyvern, it's good. I want to see another layer of stuns, another layer of potentially any stun save, any kind of disable for this Puck. I want to see it.
Yeah. So another note to see here as far as like adjustments that perhaps Soniqs is doing was we see the Enigma ban, which we did see Talon rock them out like during the first game, expending like the black hole even on just like one hero, probably removing some of that control that Talon is looking for right now. Is that too much of a concern, or do you feel like there could be other options available for Talon here?
Oh, you want?
What are the other options for Talon? Their opener is strong. You have the burst damage, you have like semi-save from this Tiny, and you also might be thinking about the same heroes, because last time around they did have Razor and they did have Templar Assassin. They banned the, I believe, Terrorblade, and they banned
the Morphling Terrorblade.
Morphling as well. So these are 2 heroes that are still in the pool that Talon could potentially pick up.
That's true. I really like 23 Savage's Morphling. It's a hero that was nerfed pretty hard and everyone sort of stopped picking it, but then in the tail end-ish of Tour 3, he started picking it up again to great effect. The hero looked like kind of weak. Like, you can tell he's been nerfed, but like when you have such a hero specialist like Savage on your team and it's his best hero, there's no reason not to if it's a good game.
Right.
He is just a weirder hero now because you used to be able to buy this E-Blade on him and like a Wyvern would just die instantly and that you wouldn't care about the Cold Embrace. Now
it's not as strong. Like you just don't have that because it's not based off of yours. It's based off the enemies, and then you don't have enough. So they do ban out Terrorblade in the end, but I'm definitely down to see some 23 Savage Morphling in this one, especially if Soniqs go for something similar that they had in the previous game, not enough lockdown. I wouldn't mind seeing like some roaming position for like Earth Spirit, but okay, Nyx Assassin, this is a hero that people do consider a counter to Puck. We've seen some Nyx Assassin also getting banned in the first phase as well, especially when you play against RNG, you know that Kaka's gonna bang it out, but Puck players are extremely good. Like, they know how to play against Nyx.
Exactly, because you don't get stunned by the Carapace if you are phase shifted, right? So usually they will clear a wave just by, you know, silencing, orbing, and being phase shifted while those spells are going out. Also, it is like nice if you do silence the Nyx while he's Carapace. He can't follow up with a stun because he's silenced. So it's okay as a matchup.
I was actually going to point out before they picked that Nyx is that Death Prophet is actually still available for Talon, but that Nyx pick kind of makes that a bit difficult too.
I don't think you're going to get Death Prophet into next matchup. Might be too tricky, but Godly Night Stalker game.
Very good.
They're like, oh, we're going to show you how to win with the Night Stalker. I like the attitude from Talon right now.
We've been seeing a lot of that. Like was it LGD that's
Shaker, OG.
Yeah, they're taking
and then LGD
Shakers.
playing Shaker. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like OG were stealing Liquid's Lone Druid on first phase and just beating them with that. There's a lot of BM this tournament.
Inspirations, right? Like inspire, or perhaps like
very inspired.
Very inspired. I mean, we talk about the Earthshaker, like this struggling Earthshaker right now. Only one win so far in the game, unless something happened while we were on the desk.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We need an Earthshaker update at some point. But
Xingqiu, godlike. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
The man is a beast.
Exactly. Now we do see this Enchantress coming into play here for Talon. Where should we expect to see her run around, sprink
just
around?
A stable position 5 that makes your carries lane a lot easier. And Enchantress, 7 picks, 11 bans, 57% win rate. Even at, like, how did this hero have ability to take any creep in the game at level 1? And wasn't that contested? And now it's like, even after the nerfs, still super good.
I know. It was like, oh yeah, I'll just bring sentries to the lane and I'll block the camps. And then she's like, well, I'll just take like a 20-second, or I'll take or you just take a 20-second trip down to the other camp right next to the ones that got blocked, and then you just take that instead. It's like, Jesus Christ. But this is very exciting.
Oh my god.
Very, very exciting.
Good now, Lesh.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, the Disco Pony is coming out. Is this now something like, I feel like we don't really see that often, but when
it's
we
his
do,
hero.
it's,
Like
it's the comfort.
He calls for it. They needed some kind of tower damage, because Nyx, Wyvern, Razor, it's very difficult to put the pressure out on the map, and with Lashrak, it's going to give them some extra tempo. Enchantress, you always have abilities to kill this hero, and I think one of the lines is 4-legged abomination when Lashrak kills Enchantress.
There we go. I mean, they were lacking in the legs department until the Nyx and the Lashrak come into play.
That's true. They have so many legs
they want to have more legs.
They need to balance it out a bit,
I mean, Puck is like an abomination freak. He's got like 10,000 fingers.
So Talon needs to go for Broodmother.
Oh,
yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
Let's go. This is an important matchup for them. They're trying to secure the 2-0, and they do need that hard carry still to come, I believe.
I actually think you just like alpha it up like Ana and just IO. No hands, no legs. Like truly.
Right.
Nothing, just a ball.
Just brings the whole draft together. Not to mention, very good with Lashrak. But they won't do that.
Hey?
They won't do that. They need to ban... Oh, Terrorblade's already gone. Okay, I was going to say Lesh usually gets... struggles a lot against ranged heroes that can... I mean, they just don't... You know, he wants to be near people. So stuff like Sniper, stuff like Drow, stuff like Terrorblade, these heroes are very good. Anything that buys... Oh, Medusa too, of course. Anything that buys a Skadi, because Lesh will want to get like an Eternal Shroud, get a lot of the magic...
He becomes super tanky early on with this build, and they will get rid of the Morphling that we mentioned, but this Terrorblade now ban even makes more sense, because you're playing into Lashrak. You would think that, oh, Lashrak deals well with the illusion heroes, but Terrorblade's not that hero. He outranges Lashrak, he gets the Skadi timing, makes Lashrak's life very difficult. It's a super imba matchup for Terrorblade.
Exactly. And who has last pick? Soniqs. So they're looking pretty good right now, because Lesh is going to be
And a good call on Sniper, because they don't have those gap closers. Like, you need to have like a Razor with a BKB Blink, Lashrak as well, potentially, to be able to jump on top of him. And it might be way too late, so they did cover this Lashrak pick very nicely.
Yeah, and then Nyx, I'm guessing that one of the prime reasons they picked this up was because they don't want to get Medusa again.
Yeah.
They don't know if Talon would feel comfortable on it and just pick it earlier in the second phase, so by putting that Nyx there, it dissuades them. Yeah. Now in the last phase, they don't have to ban it because they already have answers to it. So what will Talon do? There's still the Drow, but that hero is so weird. No one's really playing her anymore.
I mean, if we're looking at 23 Savage, like you mentioned the Lina in the past.
That's true.
Is that something that we could potentially see this time around?
I mean, yeah, when he gets weird, he likes his Doom and his Lina. He'll just pick if it's a good game for something, even if it's not necessarily a carry, he can play it.
Maybe, even though there's not too much damage inside Chrono, if they want to go for face.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Think differently. When things are hard, just go with Pudge.
For real? Okay.
Big boy Pudge.
They need to... I mean, they kind of have a lot of damage. Like, Wyvern's going to help you cut through that health pool. They have a lot of damage in Leshrac and Razor, so this Pudge isn't, like, invincible. But...
5 seconds.
Maybe just some... I mean, they have area control with the Wyvern curse set up this game as well, which is nice. It's just, you need to be worried about Talon's repositioning, because right now, Soniqs don't have a lot of jump heroes to kind of catch up.
Oh, wow, and it's going to be a Wraith King to wrap things up.
Woo!
It's a good Wraith King. They don't have that much burst damage. It's all about, like, Puck, Night Stalker, and having 2 lives, having Wyvern to back you up. Soniqs making some adjustments. I do like it. Looking at Pudge, the way he can set up hooks, not too many. We have Tiny, Night Stalker, Mini Stun, maybe a Coil, but might be a bit difficult. He's also going to be playing into Razor and Nyx Assassin. Like, Nyx Assassin is going to make Pudge's life miserable every single time with a Rot. It's difficult. Also, later on, you're going to be losing mana. Is that it?
I'm trying to give Soniqs my energy right now. Let's go, boys.
Well, give their energy with Shal and see if they can make any changes into this game number 2. We got Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Nikki and Trent. We are here. We are taking a look at game number 2. It's a whole new world, and Pudge is still strong. We cast a couple Pudge games earlier. Holy moly, is this hero scary.
Yes, that was Fnatic versus RNG, and he won both games.
That's
One
right.
for each squad. Pudge was looking real hot there. We had a mid Pudge and an off lane Pudge. No, we had a safe lane Pudge and an off lane Pudge.
Anna played it.
Bring back the safe lane Pudge for 23 Savage here.
I'm very excited for this. Now, the other side of this, as we get ready to hop into this game, is there's also another hero that's been getting a little bit more play, the Nyx Assassin. We talked about it. I looked up the stats, though. The last time they played it was 6 months ago, and they've only played it 3 times in the last year.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's Nyx.
I mean, I guess.
We're familiar. We're not playing Nyx Assassin.
I feel like this is something that Soniqs has picked up, and they're trying a couple of things that other teams are doing. I want to see if it pays off, but for now, we're getting ready to hop into this game number 2, and they definitely need a win here. And on the other side, Talon can maybe stave off a potential elimination in group stage if they can manage to 2-0 here. This would be a huge win for them.
Well, surely the other strategies can't do any worse than our own.
Okay.
Soniqs.
Damn.
So let's try the Nyx Assassin.
I'm tentatively optimistic that this is going to be awesome.
That's my favorite of the optimistics.
Tentative. And it's a a nice little tangent. Other words that start with the letter T. Talkative.
I thought you were about to start a list.
I just did. Talkative.
It's a very short list.
Tantalizing.
A list nonetheless.
That's what you are. You're tantalized by the potential.
No
of some tall tales that could be told.
You know who's the best
today?
Hero? It's Tiny, and he's here.
That's right.
So
or Tinker.
Well, you know,
it's actually the worst thing. Why did I say that?
I really wanted to gamble on the fact that there might be a Tinker, but we didn't get one.
They gonna run through here. There's a ward in the area. Were you thinking Tinker in support role?
No, just in general in the entire major. You know, just could be support offlane. I don't know. The hero seems pretty trash.
That's true.
We haven't seen the entire DPC, I don't think.
I think I was talking to Cap about it. He was saying that he liked the idea of Tinker in support role or something.
I mean, surely it's got to be something with that old shield.
Oh,
like
yeah.
his best spell
Defense
at this point.
Matrix.
It's gonna warp flare and defense matrix.
Get away from me.
Everyone in the chat's like, "What's a warp flare?" It's like, exactly. That's how long Tinker's been gone. You don't even know
this thing. But regardless, game number 1 underway. Makoto again on his puck. Had some heavy lifting to do in game number 1, and he definitely did it, starting from a really good early laning stage. And this time, Quinn playing on a hero he is very comfortable with on his Leshrac.
Yeah, and he should have a much more free game on Makoto this time, right? Because the general idea in terms of the itemization, right? He's not playing versus the Night Stalker, he's playing with that Night Stalker. So
True.
doesn't have to buy himself a 4 staff, really there. the Nyx Assassin Puck is an interesting relationship we sort of covered in one of our earlier series, but there's several Puck players and pros that aren't really concerned about seeing the Nyx right now. They say you can just play around it by using the phase shift when he's going to Carapace.
Battle! 23 Savage, he gets the kill. MSS is going to play cleanup, but
you know what that means?
Some flesh heap.
Infinite scaling.
It is, and it really is infinite scaling in some of these games.
If we go long enough, the number just keeps on going. We'll see if we can break the UI, but for now, you'll take that trade, especially when you're getting the kill first.
You know, there's a lot of people that were talking about the potential strength
people
of
have
Talon.
been saying. Lots of people have been saying. Yeah.
And you look at some of the way that, you know, they've been playing here, this laning stage. They just look really clean. So I'm curious to see if they can keep up this momentum, maybe shake off a bad day one. Who knows, maybe this is going to be the ascendancy of Talon.
Well, I hope for Yawer's sake that he can shake off that game one. Because that lane was a disaster. He's now rocking the Wraith King instead of the Razor. And, I mean, you think Razor, typically a pretty good lane dominator, could not get past the KP Enigma and the Zephyr Tiny. Now it's the KP Night Stalker, slightly weaker in terms of like the power that you have right at the beginning.
Right.
Eidolons in comparison. So at least we'll have a much better start.
Right. And I think that there is something to be said for how much like lane shenanigans and just sort of like outmaneuvering was going on. It felt like they were pulling the wave back, they were putting it behind the tower, making sure that that Razor Yawer was playing didn't get what he needed. And I know this time Leslau playing it, they put him on a Wraith King, which again, people said good Wraith King game. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the benefits of the Wraith King game to me is just like, you talk about this idea of positioning with like tosses and hooks. It's easier to recover from that with the Wraith King. Like if he's one of the cores that gets pulled in, for example, with the Reincarnation, you at least have some time to set up, and then you've got some pretty good heroes around that as well this time.
Okay.
With Winter Wyvern. Unfortunately, there's now two of them. It's not just the toss, right? It's going to be the toss and the hook, and so you might get pulled in these really bad engagements again, which is one of the reasons why Soniqs weren't able to find the comeback in the previous match.
Getting pulled away and not where they want to be. It's going to be tough. I also saw right there, Leslau got the link out onto the Pudge, but Hyde doing a good job of interrupting it and finding a quick little enchant to make sure they can't run down the Pudge any further. God, y'all are taking so much damage here. Zephyr just taking this early point in the tree grab and pummeling away at him. Not always what we see out of these support Tinies, but kind of cool.
Yeah, I really like it when they go for the earlier points. They see a lane, they kind of abuse it. And like Wyvern, really long cooldowns, right? That's one of the downsides to the Arctic Burn. Sure, it's 2 strength heroes, so that's kind of nice. You get some decent % base damage because they have high HP pools, but you can only do it so often, and people have their own individual couriers these days, so you can just keep ferrying out that regen.
Well, at least for now, you can see that for Soniqs, both the Wraith King and the Razor a little bit behind in terms of the CS across each of these lanes, and Enchantress able to pick up a couple here and there as well. Fada does get about a half pull off, maybe a little bit more than that, but already the Ench going to start the clap. Does a little bit of a miss there on the Razor, no big deal.
Meanwhile, the main hero is over at the runes, right? Just helping ensure the water rune gets there from Makoto.
Yeah.
So some more pressure onto Quinn at the moment. Run on back down here. So how will this game shape up? Last time we had some decent support ultis we were waiting for. Oh, yeah, a little bit of a...
Oh my god, the clap.
Look at that clap.
MSS is dead. Oh, maybe not, maybe not.
You're
good
like the
stun.
best at saving players. I don't know how you do it. That's like the 5th time today. They look so dead, and you just had to say something. And they survived. You know what? It's always Nyx, too.
Yeah, that's right.
They just keep hitting these impales.
I forgot how good this spell could be.
Top lane, KP. Takes a beating. Well, we'll survive, but oof.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of damage there. Zephyr does have level 3. Could maybe go for a toss back if you wanted to. But just going to keep standing toe-to-toe against Fada. Make sure that there is no camp spawn toss back. There it is. Fada in some trouble. The Void will come out, and the Wyvern going to drop.
Yep, so close to the Arctic Burn. Just comes back after he is dead. So no chance to try and play around the cliffs there. Still would have been a hard time to escape, I'm sure. As on the other side of the map here, we see a little bit of lurking around from MSS. As all you can do is watch. As Hyde will grab another tomato and send it into the lane.
So early goings. You get your level 6s on both the Lesh and the puck. Gonna watch for any dives that come out, or maybe some early rotations if they happen to find a nice rune. 6-minute mark coming up right now, and it does look like already Talon bringing over 3 heroes to try and secure this. And there isn't really any punish anywhere else.
Well, they are trying to wrap around right now onto Quinn, right? They want that punish with Carapace.
Spike Carapace. The Hellbear clap comes out. Makoto, Haster down bottom. That is nice for the puck.
Oh,
they're
toss.
going in. Toss back. Finds him with the coil, but they don't break it. Not quite on the mark. Will it matter, though? Can they keep him alive? It does look like Clinwish survives through that. Impale just coming up a little bit short. In the meantime, 23 Savage finds the kill onto Leslau. Down bottom.
That was a straight up just walk him down kill. There were no rod, or sorry, only rod. There was absolutely no hook involved. You just got rod for 560 damage and walked to death.
It's the phase boots.
Yep.
Pretty strong. Well, 3-1, but already signs of things going well for Talon. And
oh my god, he's level 4.
yeah, the Razor's level, that is not good. God, Pudge is so insane. If anybody's wondering why this hero has been so highly prioritized, this is it. Fada turned around upon yet again. Zephyr there with Yuar nearby. And KP, he's just going to run away afterwards. Does not want to take on that Wraith King.
Now they're trying to find some recovery in this bottom lane. Oh no.
The hook comes out, Spike Carapace, but I think 23 Savage is going to be able to run him down. And Hyde trying to get over by his buddy.
Oh, he's out of mana.
Oh, good mana burn.
Yeah, he can't ult him. Leslau could have been in for something there with the help of the seed shot. Seed shot. Not seed sot or seed snot. Seed spot.
It's a sower.
Sorry, I read a lot of children's books, you know. Like
it's the parable of the sower. You heard that before? It's a good book.
No, I know The Princess and the Pea. Is that close?
No, it's not at all.
Oh, nuts.
All right, so taking a look now again at the levels disparity. That's really the big thing that I'm seeing standing out here. You only really have the Lesh that's gained decent levels. Wraith King and Razor both sub-level 6, and they're going to try and make a rotation around Quinn. He's going to be the one that needs to set the tempo, that needs to open up the map for his team, and he's just not finding a target right now.
Pretty good, though. Oh, they were so close. They were kind of hunting into where Hyde was going, but then they started chasing Fada instead. Now Fada's just getting wrapped on.
Yeah, Fada's mega dead. They bring him down, and looking for a kill bottom onto 23 Savage. I don't think it's happening.
Look who you are. Like, you're running into the Pudge lane. This is not what you wanted. You know, you're hoping to just catch this Ench in the middle, and Quinn's like, ah, this is bad. I gotta leave. I can't lose my tower first as the Lesh rack, all right? I'm supposed to be waiting for the puck to move, and then I take his tower, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. I want to make sure that I'm removing that from Makoto's side of the map.
But it's like what we were sort of talking about, right? They feel like he has to do something here. Zephyr, the little sidestep. Avalanche trying to get a little bit of separation, but they will finally connect onto that Tiny.
Yeah,
much needed.
It's a scary place to run through. It's like Ench or Tiny, like these lower levels, because Leshrac Riley, he's just so much early damage. So if he gets any semblance of control, you are just going to die. So that's why they're smoking in there. But there's some control.
Fada thought that there was an award in the area, but if they can get this 23 Savage kill, this would be very nice. Do manage to connect onto him.
Easy baits.
They needed that. Oh, Makoto. Wait a minute, though. That's a leash onto 2. Are they strong enough to go up against all of them?
Quinn.
Avalanche comes out. Quinn making the move. Has the Lightning Storm and actually gets away the toss to the side. That was awesome.
Okay. A little save there. Still a great trade, obviously, for Soniqs. Especially because Yawar is just getting that space now, this game. It's still pretty low compared to the other cores, both him and KP, like in recovery mode up here. They kind of have a little handshake agreement. Like, I'll hit these creeps, you hit those creeps.
That's right.
Let's both just be relevant this game, please. Thank you very much.
Leave me alone. I just want to be a Night Stalker. And Yawar almost has boots. Stun. Woo. Find follow-up. Zephyr, but the toss back on to Pudge. Can it? They bring down 23 Savage after the fact. Quinn is out of mana.
Yeah, he's got nothing there. He needs a little bit of a juice up here. I mean, that fairy string obviously going to be so nice for this game, but got to get back home, get the mana, make use of it.
God, he's so slow on the freaking Wraith King. 315. No
hobbling.
boots. They're coming out.
Needs to use that sword like a big old pole vault, you know?
Yeah.
Monkey
Or like
action.
crutches.
That was last game. Okay, he's out of the crutches now. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Makoto hanging on to an arcane rune. and ready to battle if the option presents itself. But at least for the moment, you're getting a couple of other of these survivability items. 23 Savage getting towards the hood. How is it done? And in the meantime, they do connect on a kill for Ench.
She dies so fast. She just gets impaled and everyone just blasting her with the nukes. And a scary rotation coming through, though. That Arcane Rune is still active right now on Makoto. Has the coil. They're going to TP down the Night Stalker. Where's the Pudge, though?
Quinn in trouble. Coil onto both. MSS not there to help. And can they keep him alive? No. They find the hook back onto Leslau. And it just goes so bad so quick.
If you ever wonder why Puck is so good, you just saw it. Like, the ability, like, you can't pressure objectives without the threat of being coiled, and there's just so much time for everyone to get in there. They did a double TP in there, and it was like, it just didn't even matter, right?
Oh.
Like, that delay, it has no factor versus Stream Coil.
Makoto. Very, very clean stuff. They have sentries down already.
I'm so surprised MSS didn't go for that. Oh, MSS. Hunting.
Makoto.
He got him. Damn! Oh, that was sick. He knew he needed the value orb for the farming.
That was so good. All right, that's the type of play that they really need. Soniqs, if they want to have some success, they need to find a couple of those.
But there's a Pudge.
That is true.
You know, I see 23 Savage hitting jungle creeps, and I wonder, is he just going to walk over here and hook?
Dude, you're not wrong. If he comes over anywhere near them, he's getting towards a BKB next.
Yeah, not going for the Aghanims, right? Kind of interesting. Certainly something that we saw both Jabs in the offlane because he had such a solid start. He went right into that Aghanim Scepter. I think even before phase boots, he rushed it. And then, goes back to the hood after. We had, I think when Anna played it, he went for the hood first. No, Vanguard first, then he got the Ags, right? But this time, lots of magic damage, so it's a great hood game.
And he finds another one there. Leslau trying to farm up, but gets punished, and 23 Savage has him for the rundown.
I mean, if you're solo killing without Ags, right, you might as well go BKB.
Why not? I mean, that's equally as good as the kill that MSS just got on the Puck. I mean, those types of kills just are brutal for this Razor. So we do have a pause now, but so far, looking pretty good from Talon, I'd say. Again, these things always get a little bit strange. Pudge in the late game, he's a weird type of hero, and you just think about the big crits that come out from Wraith King. If you can get to that stage, having a Razor, it seems like that's going to be strong, but I feel like this momentum that Talon are bringing into this game might be able to carry him through it.
And I think that is why he wants to go for the Aghanims first. I like that idea. Instead of going for the BKB, he's kind of shifted it up there. You saw him thinking about it. Now he's taking out the BKB. I think just like the raw damage, if he has the hood already, you are protected from the magic. You've done that investment. Get some more damage first. Increase your farm potential too, right? Like we've seen how fast that can go. Increase. New word. Very exciting.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll see if they can make it happen. And you can continue to see that MSS is stalking around the areas where Puck is at. But obviously, a little bit tougher to find those kills, and already those sentries are down, scouting his movements. So they know that MSS is coming over here. We'll see if they try and catch him out.
Yeah, those ob sentry combos can be pretty worrisome. I mean, you can, check out the Nyx and you can just say, like, okay, let's see, Tiny, he's got no sentries. All right, I'm good,
Sonic, knocking on the door, no glyph. That was quick. Meanwhile, Talon going to try and take one of their own. KP makes the rotation over to defend the tier 2. And 23 Savage also trying to collapse with the rest of the team. But it's just a trade-off. Nothing else gained.
I mean, KP's pretty close to the BKB, so might just want to farm a little bit, right? Try and get that first. And Zephyr also, they're in a little bit of a lull, I would say, right? For Talon, they're waiting for the Blink Dagger, they're waiting for the Aghanims, they're waiting for the BKB. It's also daytime, so perhaps they just don't want to rush anything quite yet. Maybe wait at least until nighttime so he can be playing more aggressive with the help of the 100 Knight and then pop some Dark Ascensions.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kind of like that as a strategy.
That sounds solid.
Again, though, another Vendetta investigation here from MSS.
And more sentries down. Nothing really to see by it, but to be honest, Talon's all on the other side of the map anyway, so does not really appear to matter all that much. I want to see if Talon try and take that mid tower themselves, or if they come back to defend the tower, because otherwise they're just kind of giving up objectives around the map, which I guess can make sense until you get that BKB on Night Stalker. But We'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant jump in these next couple of items for Talon, so I get not wanting to engage right now.
Yeah.
It's also like fairly low value, but the tower gold is really going to help out for Yalwar to get his Blink Dagger. You know, we're talking about these big items coming out for Talon. It's also significant changes going to be happening here for the side of Soniqs. So BKB on the way, Blink Dagger for Yalwar.
Ava, toss, Zephyr, cutting through the wave. Some good damage onto the tier 1. Nobody rotating for this, and they just get it for free. So Soniqs not in position to defend this.
And like, there's a chance, obviously, that Talon's just waiting behind this hero. And they're hoping you're going to defend, they jump you, but instead, you know, it was just Edge, and everyone else is out there farming. Like, you love those plays. The efficiency that you're getting there is Talon. Very nice. And, man, Zephyr, I just looked. He had 1,500 gold. Now he's down bottom, getting the waves to himself, throwing out some avalanches, hitting with the trees. He's got Blink Gold all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, there's a couple of big things that are coming together
it's
here.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
It is go time. I think you don't wait for the Pudge eggs. I think you just smoke now. That's what I would say. Try and use the Night Stalker ulti once so you get a second one.
They did just get the Eternal Shroud for Quinn, so he'll pop that to try and stay extra survivable. They are, like you said, relatively close to a couple of other big items. The Wraith King, Yalwar had the Blink queued up, but instead is going back for the Deso. So Armlet Deso means if they win a fight, this is going to be Roche super quickly. But MSS finds the stun. Vendetta there. Quinn afterwards hide nearby, but they are doing nothing to him. They just do no damage to Savage at all. That's before freaking Aghanims. Yeah, and that Aghanims, it's heal reduction, health regeneration reduction, lifesteal reduction, and spell lifesteal reduction, which is why it's so ridiculous in this particular game. It's going to take down all of that right now. Pretty crazy. Well, 17 minutes. Next round of neutrals coming out. And I mean, I just, like, after that one round of initiation onto Pudge, it felt like that was a heat check for me from Soniqs to see, like, can we do anything to him? And the answer was emphatically no.
Yeah, resoundingly even.
They cannot do anything.
Back off.
So I'm kind of wondering, they either need to avoid him constantly or wait until Wraith King can join the fight and actually be relevant.
Well, here's what's kind of funny, though, is you see this observer board next to the Roche pit from Talon?
Yeah.
This is a we can't do Roche board.
Right.
Because they have a tricore of Puck, Night Stalker, and Pudge.
It's true.
It's not great. I mean, you could force it with like the help of Edge and the Night Stalker's there. Maybe if he ults or something and you can get through it. But compared to the side of Soniqs, who have this Razor and this Wraith King, it's a little bit more simple on there.
We're coming back, everybody. You're not missing anything. There we go. Quinn, MSS, wrapped around each other. Smoke connects. Meanwhile, the turn onto him right at the start. Quinn in some trouble. The aggro Fada making the rotation over. 23 Savage gets turned upon. The Wraith King is right on top of him. And I don't know if it's going to be enough. 23 Savage trying to take down Quinn. The punches from Yawar. It's enough to kill him. Now Winner's Curse follow-up right on top. Meanwhile, Fada dropped down lower and lower. Makoto is going to be able to clean up Fada, but they take down Zephyr in turn. So 3 for 3 so far. But with Wraith King and Leslau being the ones to survive, it feels pretty good for Quincy Crew.
Yeah, and Yalwar had a really tough call. Thank you for contributing to the Dota 2 esports system, Soniqs. We love you.
Oh, no.
Yalwar made a tough call, right? He had to choose between that Blink Dagger he queued up for a long time or this Deso. And he chooses the Deso, and it was absolutely massive right there. They needed to cut through this Pudge, or he's just going to be a menace through that entire engagement. Like, if he had the Blink, he could have went further in the back line and maybe stopped one of these supports, but he's the one who's to take care of this Pudge right now, especially when he's right on top of Quinn. And it helped him last so much longer in that engagement and put out the second most amount of damage after Yalwar himself. So certainly a way to help us help each other, and in the end, they get the better of that engagement in the overall gold and XP by a pretty significant margin, about 500 more XP and 500 more gold.
Man, that is exactly what they needed from him in that moment. And you know, the big thing to watch for here is you win a couple of fights like that. I mean, 23 Savage has the Aghanims. I don't think he had it right going into that last fight.
I don't believe so. But I'm not sure.
But there is still a lot of room to grow for the Pudge, but being able to cut him off right there at the knees is really important, because that level 15 spell lifesteal talent, for instance, that's going to be another one that's really scary. Makoto, they find him. No, the phase shift.
Yeah, and there you go. Oh, but
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sir? Wait, he doesn't have friends. No friends. MSS all alone.
He's like TP.
Somebody come over here, please. That was really good, though, from Makoto.
Yeah, very, very crafty, just in case. Oh, there's actually a sentry down on the ground there, huh? Ooh, spooky.
Well, they're congregating in the mid lane.
This is quite the smoke here, you know?
Invisdurun. Hyde picks that one up. And they immediately drop a sentry.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we'll get a freebie, right? Might as well try. Quinn feeling very confident. Oh my god, he's totally alone right now. That was horrifying.
He's a monster.
The way he just walked there, dude, if someone in my game died like that, I'd be so mad. Why? Why would you walk there, right? You know what I mean? Like, everyone would be shrieking at that player. And he just casually walked towards a small
He's not
camp.
afraid.
No. He's flexing pretty hard right now.
Trying to get towards that Sanj, finishing it off with the Kaya. And they do have the spell lifesteal talent. This could be one of those that really turns things around here.
Do they have any way to like force step on the Dire or not? I mean, I don't really see how they can build into it. I feel like they need Blink on Fada, right?
Right.
They're going to try and go Blink on MSS. And like, how do you actually separate Quinn?
Makoto? Oh, they're baiting it perfectly. Spike Carapace finally comes out. Trying to get away. You are jumps in, but the Impaled, he gets more stepped away. Really nicely played. Now the combo onto both. Quinn right on top of him, but the hook out catches onto the Razor. 23 Savage doing a great job. Oh, Makoto finds the leash onto 2. Well, Zephyr, Abba toss onto 3. They finally bring down Fada, but Zephyr also going to fall. Big Boy has shown up, though, and 23 Savage looking for the hook. Good dodge by Leslau, and maybe they can finally bring him down. 4-step forward, trying to get the finish.
Oh, nice.
Can they bring him? Yes. KP gets one big swipe from Yawar, who's toggling through it all. But so too is, well, Makoto trying to clean up Leslau. Will they be able to get him? Another couple punches is all he needs. Miss uphill, doesn't even need it. Survives through. The Witchblade prop came too late.
Yawar couldn't finish the toggles.
But there's the stun. He needs one more hit. One more hit. Oh, they got him. DOT.
Yeah.
Always one more hit.
All right, so the foolproof initiation plan of sack MSS comes into play once again here with the Carapace. And if that's the best you got, well, you're just going to have to take it.
I mean, again, for Soniqs, this is absolutely everything. You lose this game here, you drop down 0-2 against the teams that you're trying to outcompete to not get eliminated in the group stages, and it all comes down to these next couple of minutes here. If they can manage to get Roche, it changes everything. And likewise for Talon, they might be able to pull themselves out of the hole if they can finally deny a couple of these big objectives.
Yep. And I feel like similar to last game where Talon were able to sort of pull themselves over the hump with their Medusa, it's a very similar thing for Soniqs in this game, where they just need to get a little bit more on the items, and their scaling should be significantly better than Talon. Of course, there's always going to be the issue of displacement when you're getting these hooks and you're getting these big tosses that can really nullify a net worth advantage and itemization. But, you know, Quinn's getting much stronger this game. Oh, there it is, though.
He goes back in.
Friends?
MSS wanting to help. Where is he? The Spike Carapace there. The turnaround comes out in time. They've got him isolated. Everybody join around the Pudge. Coming to take down the fat man as Hyde will try and escape. Fata able to survive through the initiation from Makoto. And just like that, Talon lose another fight. MSS there with the Spike Carapace waiting. Stun perfectly timed. MSS always clean, but can they bring him down in the end? She's actually getting out of there. Makoto, this hero is not fair. Puck is still so insane. But a huge win there for Soniqs.
Yeah, and this Carapace versus the Pudge, just so much of a nuisance, right? For obvious reasons. You know, he wanted this damage. You understand this is probably partially why he wanted BKB first.
Right.
Thinking like, how am I ever going to get off anything if this Nyx Assassin's just here and there's other stuns in this game? So it gets a bit rough there for them. But now they're into the Roche pit, and again, this is something that they just finally need that win, and they're into the pit.
And I remember so many of the interviews with this team that Soniqs have, these ideas that they had of, all right, you know, it doesn't necessarily matter if it's the perfect fight. It doesn't matter if it's the best initiation. We know we're strong, so we're just going to take it. And that was that Quinn moment there. He depended upon his team to come in and help him, and he just ran into everybody. And MSS was there. But regardless, Talon now going to have to push out these side lanes. They're going to need to take that perfect fight, and it might need to be around their own high ground.
Yeah, and now they've lost a ton of the strength of this displacement of the hooks and the tosses because there is a Blink Dagger on the Wyvern, a Blink Dagger on the Nyx Assassin. So that's just another hurdle that they've now accomplished themselves right over on Soniqs, and should be feeling like the stronger team in this game. Despite being just a small net worth advantage, I say that like tactically, they definitely have the edge here.
Right.
And if you want to break this as Talon, you need the big picks.
Need the big picks and need that BKB for the Pudge.
Yeah.
If he can get to that, we've seen a lot of the time it's been like, you know, the Wraith King staying on top of Pudge, but a good chunk of damage has come from Quinn as well.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Unfortunately, then though, Leslau also closing in on the best item on this hero, and that is the Refresher. You know, you build right up into that. BKB Refresher, pretty good.
Razor, after the tier 2 tower goes down, Soniqs will take this outpost and try and claim the Radiant jungle.
I love this Basher, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great choice. Knowing that the BKBs are going to be coming out for the Pudge and the Night Stalker, right, at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really important.
It's because like if the Night Stalker's standing on top of you, right, with the silence, you can't chuck your little Q there. You just keep swinging, just keep on going. Eventually, things are going to work out.
True. Mid lane. 23 Savage. Do they want to go on him? Hooking a catapult.
It's a bit much.
I mean, that is also the other scary thing, right? Like,
where did Yawar just TP to? What the? That's a hilarious TP. This guy's got the max farming patterns.
He's making sure that he can escort the wave.
TP's back to that tier 1 on the off lane and just runs back to them.
Just in case. I mean, I guess if Puck is still there, you can maybe blow him up. But yeah. This is one of those moments, though, where for Soniqs, if you lose one fight in a bad way, you can very quickly lose a lot of the map. And these displacements type strats, they get really painful. Winner's Curse?
I mean, I'm down.
So you're thinking about it. KP wants to TP, blinks away, and does not have it. Yeah, 70-second on cooldown still. Does have a cool taunt, though.
Yeah, he's big braining, though.
They're ready.
Yeah, not quite. Woo. All right, jumps into the wave.
Spike Carapace sets it up on the tiny Zephyr. Force Staff, want to get out. Hyde was there for the help. And have they gone too far? Quinn, he doesn't have much mana. Oh, Night Stalker ulti. Have they gone too far? Have they chased too much? They find the stun onto one. Avatos back onto both, but the Spike Carapace to stop the Pudge. He didn't have that BKB ready. Hyde slowed down as they want to chase the rest of Talon, but Makoto comes in for the assassination.
Not bad, not bad. Wyvern is back, though.
Yeah, so Bash gets it on the second hit. That is what they needed on a 23 Savage. Hook comes out afterwards. Dismember, trying to survive through it. Force Staff off to the side, has the stun, and they do take down the Wraith King one time, but the Pudge, he doesn't come back. Makoto,
he's on a ward.
I think he gets out of here. It's just too hard to chase that Puck.
Yeah, Quinn's like, I'm just going to kill the creeps instead. I can't handle this Puck.
Trying to find the creep wave. Makoto gets it, gets out, and now they can't push. Dude, Makoto this series, he has been everything that they needed on Talon.
Yeah, they're still just like losing these fights, losing ground, but he's finding ways to sort of soften the damage every time here, so they can't just run right down that middle lane and start knocking on that tower. And it is still another minute on the Aegis, so probably not much time here. As Fada's going to run into Hyde. Doesn't have any help, though, so... Ooh, Puck coming through, though. Makoto was thinking about a boots travel play onto the tomato. Deciding against it. Instead, going to just be running, actually.
Yeah.
Doubles back again.
I mean, this is the thing that's just so nuts, right? Like, if you can play this hero, dodge away from the fight, slow down the pressure... I mean, you can maybe delay out the game till a point where things get super weird, and this lineup is very good for the pickoffs. You know, Puck's been amazing at finding that backline.
There's a pickoff, though.
That's a nice one for Soniqs. As Zephyr taking the DOT from the Wraith Fire Blast, MSS is the one that gets him in the end.
It feels like at a certain point, though, you don't have any sustainable damage.
True.
On the side of Talon. As it just keeps getting stronger and stronger on the side of Soniqs.
Infinite scaling.
Infinite scaling. You're right. My mistake. Unfortunately, Flesh Heap requires kills.
That's true.
And that has proven to be more difficult, perhaps, than anticipated here with a lot of help from MSS on that Carapace.
Yeah. He's been having a really good one.
All right. Spider legs out, though, now. You know, throw that on that Pudge. Get him running. But he wants the armor. Hanging on to that Dragon Scale for now.
I mean, to be fair, that's much needed. I
do think that's coming out now. He's got the legs.
These are some really, I think, important things. Like, this Pudge has been so good against, like, a couple of the, you know, DOT-type heroes that come out that are sort of, you know, plinking away at him, but you get the big hits coming out from the Wraith King.
Who does he hook here where that's good? I mean, like, he only had an inch that could have been bad.
Yeah, I think maybe it's probably only the Winter Wyvern. What's this?
Curse mid lane, by the way. Going for a solo pick.
He hooks his teammate. That's how you do it.
Get us both cursed.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, slightly wasted curse there from Fada.
Chase. There's no way. Double Force Staff and he's out. The Force Staffs are really good against the Wraith King. That's been probably one of the most clutch pickups for Talon that's allowed them to stay in this game.
Yeah, also just like general spacing from Razor and Leshrac. Super solid game to go for it.
Yeah. Eternal Shroud after the BKB for Savage. Smoke up as 4 behind the Pudge. Get behind Big Boy. Let him do the work.
I think Quinn is such a good target still without this BKB. And not going to be opting one for any time as, you know, those players. Wow, what an off sentry combo he's just sitting on, by the way. A little unfortunate there for Fada.
Old Embrace. Zephyr, Avatos onto him. SS gets the stun afterwards. KP finding more.
No Carapace.
In trouble. Leslau needs to get out, but y'all were right on top. Do they have enough damage? It doesn't look like it. They're losing heroes left, right, and center. He doesn't have enough to deal with this. He's going to go down once, maybe twice. I don't know if this is going to be good enough. Quinn trying to salvage the day. Zephyr turned upon. They've got the DOT for him. Talon still want to fight. They find the hook. They catch him. Yours in trouble. They got to salvage this. 23 Savage turned upon, and they might have just done it. Tries to get out. Dodges away. Where's the save? There's no vision. There's no nothing for him. They don't have dust. Y'all weren't getting the DOT. Goes back yet again. Armor toggling, trying to escape. Quinn is playing Queen up.
Oh, the toggle.
Everything that they needed, whether the toggle or the save. Soniqs, they cover each other.
I thought he was dead for sure to Witchblade. I actually can't believe he survived there. That toggle was crazy.
Jeez.
That should have been so much worse. They actually just pulled off a 2v5 and got out.
To be fair, maybe it shouldn't have started as the 2v5, but very impressive that they were able to do it.
I mean, that fight could not have started much better for Talon, right? They had all the vision in the world with an Observer-centric combo on one of the absolute most important heroes and easiest ones to pick off first. Yeah, they were both located right there. Thank you very much. And they pick off the Wyvern, start the fight in a good way, but not able to fully close it out. It definitely shows some promise, though, because I'm already impressed with the damage output. You know, that Pudge, if you can get in there, the Carapace got burned early as well on the Avatos combo, so 23 Savage had a little bit more space. That forces Yawar to come in instead. Then he's locked in the middle of the engagement while Makoto was still there as well to help out. So with that raw damage and the lack of lifesteal, we get quite a bit of damage onto him.
And Quinn scouting ahead. 23 Savage, again the one that is in front of everybody else.
They both have spider legs.
They smoke break.
Arachnids.
Glimmer and then walks out.
You know, lobsters are arachnids.
They are. That's right. So are spiders.
Are lobsters really arachnids?
I don't know. I think they're crustaceans.
You just said it so confidently that I was.
You said it. You don't want to
No, you said you're right. They are.
Okay.
I was
up on the high ground, getting their lobster on. They jump right away onto the Pudge, but the double force staff out of there. Y'all, we're gonna be fine. And so too will the Pudge.
I think they're arthropods. They're just like ocean insects.
Okay.
You know?
I like that.
Who is a lobster set? Slark? Ah, we need Slark. All right.
That's what's up.
Save that for later.
21-21. And both teams playing this back and forth around the Roche pit.
The big smoke.
Can they do it? Who's up front? MSS. Smoke breaks. Where's the vision? They don't have it.
Yo, look at Quinn. He's right up there.
Hex, that's the reveal.
Where's
Quinn
Yawar?
with the force staff again. Wait, they jumped in with KP. He pulls up one. That's Fada.
And he's
no Winter's
alive.
Curse. Makoto finds the back line. Quinn in some trouble. The hook completely off the mark. He went in deep for that one, and he is going to get punished one by one. But the Glimmer came. 23 Savage, no, he will go down. Meanwhile, the jump in comes out again from KP, hoping to salvage this fight, but it's not quite going to happen. Roche about to respawn. They buy back on the edge. Zephyr Avatos.
Oh, he's out.
Good snipe. Oh, Zephyr salvaging this. And now backs out again. Makoto just keeps on playing them.
Quinn has bought back.
Forth like
this
a
potential
fiddle.
lose potential, right?
If they die back on the Lesh, this starts to look very grim.
There's still a lot of heroes living here, only missing that Pudge. Of course, a key element, no doubt. A huge amount of their damage is allowing them to get through these fights.
He does have buyback.
Combination with Makoto, who's still just absolutely playing out of his mind, and has an unlocked, or rather, a locked Aeon Disc ready to be unlocked. So any bad situation, that's going to be the prep, as well as 3,000 gold now.
Yeah, he is mega rich. I mean, this is where things get really scary. It's going to get weird. Buyback status, that's going to be the most important thing to watch for. And you can see they only have it on Puck and Tiny. Meanwhile, it's just the right thing. He actually buys out now for the Vanguard. He's trying to get the Abyssal.
It's such a Soniqs game. This is just,
Yes.
Why is it always like this?
Now, here's the thing. In the past, when these Sonic games have happened, it has been heartbreak. It has been a heartbreak city, and if they lose this one, it is going to feel terrible, but they do have the tools right now to close this game out. And on the other side, for Talon, they have been struggling for so long. Div 2 through 2 tours finally make it up into Div 1, make it to the major, and they want to make a spot to actually get into that playoff bracket.
Yeah.
And a win here would put them in that well position.
I mean, this gameplay is just like the same kind of perseverance they've shown throughout the entire season, where it just I don't feel like they should be allowed to win these fights. And they're just pulling it off. KP playing so well in this Night Stalker, perfect positioning and spacing, taking off one of those key targets in the Winter Wyvern, and that's with a Blink Dagger. Fada's got to find that spacing.
He's got the assemble if he needs it. Makoto about to break. Quinn in the wave. He knows that he's up here. They know that the puck is there. Looking for the Hex. They need to find him. Jumps in. Dude,
there.
Like a magician with the Abyssal Blade, it's there, but the assemble, he gets it out. Now the turn, silence onto 3. Jump in, Zephyr there, trying to break the kill. They kill off MSS. He doesn't have buyback. Can they find any more afterwards?
Fada.
The jump Fada. There is no Winter's Curse this fight. Is it Heartbreak City? Can they find a target? Leslau in trouble, trying to survive. They find him too. Makoto, he's not dying. He just won't go down. As they find Quinn again, Yelwer, they've got to back out. They need to escape, but can they? Oh, Abyssal Blade back up again. He saved his BKB for this moment, able to dodge that hook. The buyback comes now from Fada. Is 23 Savage going to get glimmered and back away? We reset again. Talon in a much stronger position.
Oh, these buybacks.
Nothing.
That's it.
Dude, no damage done. They didn't do anything. What?
He just got caught. That was actually on the wave.
Okay.
That Splinter Blast. He was just hitting the creeps, but I mean, KB does nothing but hunt for him, right? He's a little cliff racer, right?
Wait,
what?
Are they going in for Roche?
They're smoking.
They're in there.
They don't know what they're doing.
Quinn, I mean, you got to be careful, but they find him. Where's the Force Staff? Gets up to the high ground, he gets away.
Dude, hides a god. He's got
Leslau. Oh, the Winter's Curse is finally done. They find Makoto. MSS sets him up to take him down, but isn't it enough? He dodges the phase shift to toss away. Zephyr able to save Makoto. Oh, it's some pretty Dota. It is some pretty Dota, but can they take Roche?
They just have so many tools. Like, they don't have the damage, but they got tools. They got Force Staffs. They got these beautiful tosses back out from Zephyr. But they're in the pit. They have the deeps. There's no doubt about that.
They're trying to finish this off desperately. Look at the Harpy Scout. The vision is there. They see absolutely everything. Leslau gets saved. Cold Embrace. Does he have a BKB? Does he have what he needs? I don't think so. Yelwer caught to the side. KP is there as well. The stun from MSS. It's not going to be enough. The coil catches onto everybody. Leslau is dead for 2 minutes with no buyback. Quinn now turns. Hex there onto the puck. Gotta kill Makoto, but it's never quick enough. He just keeps living. He won't die! They buy back on MSS. Spot in trouble as Makoto continues to tear apart the Hope of the Dreams. Where's the punch? It's not even there. The hook lands.
Who phase shifts a right click? What was that?
Listen, they might have bashed. And now Talon go in to take Roche. Oh, man.
All right, I don't even know. Makoto's insane.
It is actually insane. Dota. I do not expect to see Makoto playing puck again for a while, because this is a clinic. And now he has an Octarine core.
I mean, they're straight up just outplaying them. Like, the way these fights are starting, they look so bad for Talon. Like, they're in the worst possible positions, and these glorious Force Staffs back to the high ground, saving 20 Savage at the very beginning, and then this whole secondary engagement suddenly comes out here. KB, of course, like, doesn't have to focus Fada this time with the Winter's Curse, since it was already used earlier. He's able to just jump in, help out, grabs the rune in the middle of the engagement too, and then, of course, it's just the Makoto show.
Dude, unreal, absolutely.
Like, he actually got hexed. It did happen, guys.
And it came out just a second too late. Oh, and then the phase shift coming up here in a second that you're talking about. Just in case they might have.
like boom. And the hook just to finish him off too. The easy T-ball setup provided from Makoto, forcing that Cold Embrace. And now Talon Marching forward here, don't look at the win percentage. Don't do it. Don't look at the graph.
Hurts.
It's a painful one.
It
we don't want to show it to the Soniqs fans.
Thank you. Keep that one out of there. Oh my goodness. 5K gold lead, and the more important thing, you've got this Aegis on the Pudge now. To be honest, they've been doing a lot of like dodging the Pudge, and some of the big wins have come from killing him at the start, Quinn. But these Force Staffs.
Yeah, I think now they just can't lock onto him. There's too much stuff that just gets him away because it takes so long to actually kill him.
Yeah.
We have to find some itemization
They need a nullifier.
Yeah, they need tools like that, exactly. Like nullifiers, maybe try and deal with this. Oh, well.
Stun.
On 20 Savage.
Hide there. Glimmer.
Okay, this Glimmer is just invisibility is invincibility.
Where's the vision? They find the backlines, but they keep Makoto alive.
He eats him.
They used it. They saved him. And now, Soniqs need to back out. It's not, I mean, it's only 40 minutes into the game, but it feels like one of those super late game ones.
You know what's crazy? He hooked him before the Aeon just popped. So he actually saved his Aeon. And of course, that's a huge deal these days, right?
Right,
that
of course.
cooldown gets crazy.
Unreal. 40 minutes in, and Soniqs needing to come up with some more answers. And I mean, in a way, it almost feels like you have to go on hide. He's doing so much with just 4-staff Glimmer.
Yeah, and just the damage too. That's another thing I definitely was not taking into account, right? As the game gets later and later, Ench, she suddenly becomes this big damage dealer because the pure damage is cutting through all of this defensive items that you're purchasing and all the armor and everything else. It's just cutting right through in that flat HP pool.
To be fair, I really feel like they need to get that nullifier, but this might be enough. Is he too far forward? Well, you don't get invis next to a tower. KP finding Fadi yet again, tries to force him off, but it won't come in time. Quinn now turns on to KP. There's a Dismember on the backside, catching MSS and going to find him for the finish, but 23 Savage backs away. Ywar tries to turn on to Hyde, can't get onto him.
Couldn't kill him.
Stunned, it's not there. Leslau continues to beat into this Pudge. It's only going to be round one. Can they do it a second time? Makoto able to phase shift that stun that came out. Silence afterwards. Again, only Fada's gone down. KP very low, is going to fall. Meanwhile, Razor also drops 90 seconds without him in this fight.
Quinn's out of mana, though.
And Yuar's getting slowed. He turns. He knows he has to battle. You can't run away from the Pudge, but the taunt and the stun right in the midst of it. But another 4-staff, 23 Savage. The Ghost Scepter to live through it, and he goes down. They have to buy back on this. They need to get back into the fight, but it's going to come too late. As Quinn, Hex tries to run. Not going to happen. And MSS, the only one left alive in that fight.
That is 2 minutes of no Leshrac here. That buyback, it is not anywhere close to returning, and just what a team effort. You can't beat it. Like the overall team playing coordination, these 4-staff saves, and the toss is just. What more to say? You know, you don't have these defensive items. You don't have these helping tools inside of Soniqs, and it's really hurting them.
It's so tough right now.
They're just getting kited like crazy.
I mean, he's at a 3rd HP, and he's just still running in. Does not appear to care. He doesn't have an Aegis. Who cares? And now he has an E-Blade done too. Oh, man.
It's wild that, like, this guy's 2,400 mana on Leshrac, but these fights are taking so long, and this Pudge has so much damage, and the way that they're just kiting in and out, you've got the regen on the Pudge, you've got the Night Stalker going through and eating the jungle creeps, so, like, this mana to health conversion of him actually removing them, it's not working. They have too much health for his mana pool somehow.
And now the regen rune to be back up to full. Still a minute without the Lesh. No way for him to come back into this fight. And it's because of gold. Needs 1,000 to have the buyback. Wraith King is back up in 20. They don't push hard. They don't push quickly. But if you're all dead, they're going to take your base.
This is a pretty pathetic siege, I have to say. You know?
It's real bad. Well, you know who did get a nullifier is the Night Stalker as well. So they'll have more and more answers.
Someone get this guy a Moonshard.
And Talon going to continue to grace us with a hell of a show here. They're going to back out. Don't want to push their luck with Lesh respawning soon. So it's still only one lane of racks, but the momentum of this game is heavily swung into the favor of Talon.
Yeah, you have to think that mentally, you know, Soniqs are feeling pretty terrible at the moment. I mean, I would be.
Yeah.
This is pretty rough at this stage of the game. But there are still problems with Talon at this point versus some of these heroes on Soniqs. You already just saw it when they went high ground, despite such a massive fight when they're only able to get a single lane of racks. That is an issue, no doubt. So Soniqs, they still have quite a bit of damage as well. Great potential for taking structures as well as Roche. So something to watch for when that comes back up. And that's why Talon want to keep this pressure up. They're staying on this side of the map. They're just grabbing these creep waves and saying, okay, one bad hook and you're done.
23 Savage, they have this ward over to the side on Fada.
Oh.
Looking, hoping, wanting to find it. Spike Carapace.
Yeah, he's trying to get in the middle of the waves of the Carapace, trying to catch him when he does the Waning Rift.
Jumps into everybody, but Makoto, again, he's just too clean.
Okay, all right, 20 Savage.
Hey, I mean, if he hit it.
Exactly, you know. You miss 100% of the pudge hooks that you don't throw. That's Wayne Gretzky. That's my guy.
That's you, Mr. Canada. Unreal. 17K gold lead, and Talon.
Another one.
He's thinking about it.
They're scanning. They're still there.
They know they're in the area. He pulls the wave over towards him.
Oh, what a standoff.
And Makoto jumps, finds Quinn, turn, Hex. Where's the follow-up? KP again kills Fada.
He's got buyback.
Doesn't have an answer to that one. Now the 4-staff backs away, eaten up for the moment. Zephyr and 23 Savage together. The coil already used. Makoto jumps in again, trying to find an angle. The hook able to connect on that one. MSS, good dodge. Afterwards has the stun. Is it going to be enough though? KP, he gets forced out again. MSS is dead for 90 seconds with no follow-up. Yuar tries to turn on to hide, cannot even punch him. And the areas where you can go for this fight. They finally take down Hyde, but it is not big enough. Although Zephyr is still within vision. Oh, they're not going to go for him. They can't get there in time. It's too dangerous.
Wow. Man, Fada waited so long on that buyback, trying to bait them, I guess, into thinking that he didn't have the buyback. But in the end, man, he wasn't actually there for any sort of a punish, right? To try and get like a blink curse or something off. Is there still no Lincolns, by the way, on Radiant? I don't think there is, right? So he's actually still free with these curses. I mean, it shows why they're requiring to punish him so hard. I mean, they have a Lotus, so that could be an issue, but I really feel like Fada's got to hit one of these. Like, he has the potential to win these fights, and he's just... It's not obviously his fault, because they're doing a great job on Talon of scouting him out and finding him, but at some point, you got to just like, I'm just going to solo smoke and sit way over here with Blink.
Right.
You know?
Every time that they catch the Wyvern at the start of the fights, it's basically over unless he has a buyback. Yeah. And now with the DD for KP, I mean, he could focus other people. This is going to be, what, 500 damage roughly that he's going to be dealing? That is
smidge of damage.
That is devastating.
Well, it's a middle of the pack Roche timer here. Another minute and 20 seconds before that's going to be up.
Overwhelming blink on both the Puck and the Wraith King. They've got AC done on the Razor as both sides gathering themselves for that next Roche fight that you're talking about. 1 minute. And Night Stalker, if he could finish off and get towards the AC as well before that next fight, that would be huge. God, it is just so much stuff to deal with. And, I mean, the way these fights are playing out, it so often feels like they're trying to catch the puck with MSS, and it's just not working. Oh my God, Quinn! They catch him, but interrupted, turned upon, and they find him again. Fada in the back lines every single time. Zephyr, Avatos, MSS trying to get away. 23 Savage runs into all of them, but they get the stun. Where's the follow-up? They don't have it. There's nothing there. 23 Savage turned upon yet again. Aegis is not there. The stun comes out, and is there any extra follow-up? Tossing him away. Toss requires no target.
Why is his health going up every time?
Every single round, they turn again onto the Night Stalker and do finally burn through him, but Makoto comes in for the snipe with the overwhelming blink. Quinn tries to get out of there, tosses back onto the Pudge. They find him, they kill him. He does have a buyback, but not so lucky on the Wyvern nor the Razor. Lift up onto MSS. Talon, they are so strong. They do get away with that Nyx Assassin, but will it be enough for them to hold their base?
Again, this rather poor pushing will be coming to play here. You can see who the damage dealers are and who the supporting casts are, that's for sure. Ah, dude. all right. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
Poor fuck. Just get a right click in.
When you're right, you're right. But
it is tough. I mean, it's why it's a great matchup. It's why people pick the Night Stalker against Wyvern. But, I mean, man, KP, he has found his target, and he does not miss.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Jeez, this pushing is abysmal.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's truly awful.
Buy a meteor hammer, my guys.
Yeah, it's time to go rogue. So that's the victory you can take here. There's still 40 seconds left where you might have a chance to force a buyback out of Quinn, and Yeah, I'm pretty sure even at this point you can see, oh, it's the refresher shard, eh?
Okay. Very, very good. And they will take, I mean, this also goes pretty slowly.
Was there any good eggs left?
Can they get there in time?
I guess like puck eggs can be kind of okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this game's a little bit clowny, a little pinball-y.
Not terrible, not
I
terrible.
mean, tiny eggs, man.
Listen, the sprite,
The
that's
sprite,
right.
you know, that would have been great, but we're refreshing. So I'm sure that plenty of people who would love that. I mean, KP could go for it. I think would be pretty great
definitely.
for him, honestly.
Yeah, so much value there. For now, at least, the Pudge is holding on to it, getting rid of his boots, 305 movement speed. And where can they find an avenue to fight? Another DD rune going to be taken. Makoto's got it, and it looks like the target is up top.
Oh, well, I see them. They've got a smoke. They're grouped up as 5, and they're going to do it.
Soniqs.
All right, Soniqs. There's an Aegis on the Pudge.
Let's see how they can do it.
How do you solve a problem like Makoto? That's the problem.
You ban Puck. Jumps for the backlines here, maybe. KB waiting for his target. Fada is off to the side, hiding. Invis, Shadow Amulet.
My other favorite movie is something, you know, there's something about Makoto.
That's right.
A lot of great movies from that era about this guy.
There you go. E-Blade jump in. Makoto brings him down to half HP. They find it onto both. Fada, there's the nullifier. BKB popped afterwards. They haven't found Fada. Good winner's curse, but no, is it good enough? I'm not sure if they have enough to kill him. The stun afterwards. Good silence from KP, interrupting the follow-up that was going to be there. Yawor trying to take down one. Can they kill off the edge? They will. Hyde dies. Now the turn. Looking for him, but they managed to find that hook. They got to salvage this. And it is going to be Quinn dead. Has the buyback. Uses it now. Toss back onto one. 23 Savage caught. The stun is out, but the reincarnation is there. MSS could go for another follow-up, but the hook, it lands onto him. BKB stun in the midst of it. Turns with the dismember. They can't break that one. Nothing doing.
Buyback?
Wraith King dead. Has the buyback. They've got to hold on, but I don't think they've got the damage to deal with this. Yawor jumps in, finds it. He needs some more punch, but again, he eats him up. Gets away, and GG is called. Talon, take it 2-0.
At a certain point, the heroes don't matter. You just get outskilled. And that's just what happened here. Talon were just on fire. They played so well. The communication, absolutely amazing. I would love to hear the comments from this game. I'm so impressed right now by Talon.
I think that is the type of game that you play, and then it can reset the entire way that the tournament goes for this team. Again, a team that needs a really big result if they want to get that direct invite to TI. They need to get something crazy in terms of the points, and that's a good way to start it. Man, what a series.
Just keep playing like that, right? I mean, hey, that reminds me of some other teams that have done similar things, of deep runs, maybe unexpectedly, through superior team play and coordination, and just incredible saves with the squad. So I'm just so impressed right now, honestly. KP was, again, just a complete monster, right? He had one job, and he did it every time.
He kept
and Fada had one job, and he's fired.
All right,
that performance review, not good.
Before we get fired ourselves, we're going to head on back to the panel, let them break down the action.
Performance review is coming in here now. Talon, absolutely phenomenal. I have one thing on my notes, though, and it just says Makoto. Like, my God.
There's so many beasts on this team. You can't even say Mikoto. It's Mikoto. It's KP. It's like the whole team.
We can start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Break it down.
Good.
Break it down. 23 Savage Pudge. I feel like every single time I see this hero, someone manages to impress me, and I'd say that's not very easy being a Pudge spammer myself. But some of these hooks, they were really on point. Like, even though he's playing against the Nyx assassin, one thing I particularly like about Pudge overall was that he was waiting with that BKB. He was waiting for a very long time.
Sometimes too long.
Sometimes
a little bit
too long, but in the end, they got that W. One of the better overall team performances in how everyone is taking care of each other. Double 4-staff on 2 supports plus a Glimmer Cape. I'm getting Thunder Awaken vibes from the last Stockholm Major, where they took care of each other. How many times we've seen Tiny going in, Zephyr tossing someone back, or using a 4-staff. It's not about also using the 4-staff on someone who's getting initiated on. It's also about that particular hero facing the direction to get out of the trouble.
Yeah, their casting in general was like so on point. Like you basically covered most of it, but it was really impressive. Like halfway through this game, I was like, Talon just deserved to win. Like their spell casting is just so superior. I was so impressed.
It was beautiful. I think this, for me, of course, didn't watch every single game because that's a bit too difficult because we have 4 streams running at the same time. But this was the best performance I've seen from team in this tournament so far, from the games that I covered.
Yeah, they were just absolutely looking out for each other. All of the saves, the puck, the pudge hook, and the tiny toss, as you said, even the Enchantress with the heals coming in. It just makes it so difficult to really take down one of the players from Talon. It's like you see Soniqs, they had to invest so much, so many times just to try and kill one hero, just to try and catch one hero, because Mikoto's puck has been absolutely impossible.
Bought so much time.
Yeah.
A puck with the talents, with this new Bell Doctorine, Kaya Sanj, Overwhelming Blink, you become a nuisance. It's almost impossible. You need some kind of a instant lockdown, instant stun. Then there's an Eon disc. Then there's Pudge save.
I want to highlight that to top lane. That play where he
Yeah.
disassembled his Eon disc, insane. Like it bought every amount of time possible. Like the whole team on Soniqs was set up to catch him, and he just assembles his Eon disc. It pops. His team gets in position. Like KP already on the back line. It's just a perfect fight for him. Like every fight was so well because the hard part of the game where Pudge couldn't quite scale into this Wraith team. Like he didn't. He was just getting like stunned, and dying. Like when they got past that, they got the 4 staffs and they were just repositioning people. They just managed to get through the hard hurdle just through superior like team fight and spellcasting.
Casters were talking about KP having number from Fada throughout the whole game. Every single time. BKB at the later stages of the game, Nullifier. You can't